Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network.
In answer to his question about the subjects,
there are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
oh, what a compliment. For that, I thank you.
What is happening now? They are hopeless and hungry.
Now it's time for us to stand up for God or we'll fall to nothing.
It's time now for Radio Cayman's Talk Today. If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Listening to the general public, what the public is saying.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Eubanks. He will be back with you Monday, so you have me for today, and you're going to have Sterling back next week. You might get me for a special show next week. We'll see, though. I'm waiting on Sterling's response with that. It is Friday, July 7th, a beautiful day and hopefully a beautiful start to the weekend. We are welcoming calls all day today. Our numbers to call are 1-800-534-8255 or 949-8037. 949-6990, or you can WhatsApp us at 925-3261. You can also WhatsApp call us. So in the first segment of the show, I'll be talking summer camps with James Miles from Youth Services Unit, Orvin Palacio, who is the head coach for netball, and Chester Hurlston, who is the head coach of swimming. After that conversation, we'll be joined by entrepreneur and health and wellness advocate Samara Persaud, and she'll be joining us to discuss meditation, the different kinds, and the immense benefits of meditation. We're going to go through a quick commercial break and a disclaimer, and then we'll be back to start the show.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email talktoday@candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255.
Courtesy of Live Communication.
Let your voice be heard.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
All right, welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Eubanks, and I'm welcoming on this segment of Talk Today. We are talking about some summer camps, and in studio right now, I have Orvin Palacio. He's the head coach for netball, and Chester Hurlston, also a head coach for swimming. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So
Friday. we took you away from your summer camps for a hot second here, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us.
All right, you're welcome.
Now, you guys are both in charge of, I'm assuming, different summer camps because you do netball, Orvin, and Chester, you do swimming, right?
Yes, correct.
So tell us now, I kind of wish it was a summer break for you as well.
No, we need, unfortunately, the education and teachers, but it's all good.
Oh, as coaches, you have to do a little bit more, right?
Yeah, we got to, make sure the kids stay active for the summer and, but it's fun. It's fun.
I feel like that never goes away because especially if you're a great coach, those children are going to come back to you for the rest of their life, whatever kind of guidance, advice, and just, that friendship that you build.
Yeah, true.
Tell us what the importance of having these summer camp activities for children. Why is it really beneficial for us to have them?
Well, I think for the most part, like Coach Chester said, it's a means to keep them active. I know summer is usually the downtime for the kids, but they need to be. Their minds need to be stimulated at some point in time. So I think it's very important in that aspect that, we need summer camps through the summer.
Yeah. What about you, Chester? What do you think?
Yes. So majority of kids they're already in sports throughout the school year. So summers that they somewhat wind down, but you want to keep them, I guess, fresh, still kind of fresh and rolling, and keep the knife sharp within them. So we continue sports right through the summer camps. So when they get back into their regular sports or into school, they haven't missed a step or missed a beat, once they get back into September for schools.
Yeah. You're keeping them moving.
Yeah, keeping them moving. It
won't be like starting all over again.
Yeah.
So that's important as well.
Now, do you remember, which I know it wasn't that long ago, but when you were teenagers and, younger than that, do you remember what it was like for you when summertime came around and if there was, camps and different activities available?
Well, for me, camps, wow. I guess my area back then in my age, it was it was more outdoors with friends, so it wasn't like, oh, we're looking for summer camps. It was more like, all right, maybe football, but we was always looking forward to get outside all day, like stay outside, do activities. So as you get older, and I guess of time moving forward, then camps becoming more different sports than just football or basketball. So there's multi-sports now, so you have a variety of different sports that parents can choose from for their kids over the summer.
What about you, Orvin?
Yeah, well, my generation, I never had the opportunity to participate in camps, as Chester said. But what we did do is we did a lot of outdoor stuff. I mean, from sunup to sundown, we were being active as much as possible. So, I mean, the kids today, they I guess, fortunate. We were fortunate as well, but I mean, they're fortunate they have a little bit more structure in regards to a lot of different things that they could be doing over the summer.
Right.
Yeah.
So I remember when I went to a few summer camps, like as a little cat, and then as a teenager as well. I did different ones, right? So which were, as a teenager, always affiliated with sports. But I loved summer camps. So
it's fun.
If my mom could afford to send me somewhere for a week, it would be like a sleepaway camp. And that was like a Christian one. I had a ball. I never wanted to leave. It's so many activities, so much to do. It was so much fun for me. And I think I easily made friends, so it was easy in that aspect of it. And I did camps when, like I said, as a teenager, but it was mostly sports oriented because I, did a lot of sports, as I'm assuming you both did. I know you did, Chester, for sure, growing up. So
I watched a lot of sports.
You watched, okay, but now you're coaching. So see,
it works.
You're coaching, so it counts.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Do you find a lot of the youth of today want to stay inside more and not necessarily? You know how you both described going outside. We were outside, sun up to sundown.
I mean, it's different now than when it was before. Before, I guess when I was growing up, we didn't have much technology, so you could not stay inside and watch TV and on your phone, on your video games and all that. They're almost like you have to go outside and make your own game. Now I think
had to be creative.
The variety of things that kids got their palm of their hands right now just force them not to go outside.
Right.
So like they can go on YouTube, on their phone, iPad, cable, you name it, they got it. And it just sucks them there for a couple hours before they decide, oh, I want to get outside. So I find it, it's a little bit harder, but you do have a lot of kids that still want to be outside, especially if they're athletes or just tired of being inside because this kind of get boring. But I think we're trying to grasp and about if you can play sports or not, just come.
Just come.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a good chance for, I would think, for children who aren't normally involved, like in a sport throughout the year.
Yeah.
To try something a little different, make a couple new friends, just try it, have a good time, and see what it's like, right?
Yep.
All right, so we have a collaboration between Youth Services Unit and Department of Sports, and I'm hoping Jamo does show up because I know he was supposed to be here as part of our interview, so I hope he comes because I got that question here for him. So tell me about the camps that you guys individually are running.
All right, so my camp I'm going to be doing the East End camp first netball camp for the summer in East End.
Okay.
It's going to be at the East End Civic Center coming this Monday, July 10th to the 14th.
Okay.
And we just wanted to get out there is that we're asking if parents still want to register their kids, that they can come directly on Monday and register them right there. And then if they don't have forms, we'll have forms prepared for them if they need to, if they want to come and register.
Okay, what time does your camp run from?
We start from, I think it's 8:30 until 12 o'clock.
Until 12 noon, okay. That might be Jamo coming in through the door now. I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Guy.
See, he heard me call him out on radio, and he came running.
Right on time, right?
I was driving, and the traffic is not so kind.
Yeah, well, nice to have you here, Jamo. Definitely nice to have you here. I was just asking the gentleman about their camps. So, Orvin, you were telling me you have the first netball camp at East End Civic Center, which is beginning this coming Monday, July 10th to the 14th.
Yep.
Is there more than one netball camp?
Yes. The following week, we're also going to be having one at the John Gray in Georgetown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's two weeks of camps for netball.
2 weeks of camp for netball, yeah.
Okay, for netball. So you said 8:30 to about noon.
To about noon, yeah.
Do you help with, I guess, arranging transportation or anything?
With the one in East End, I don't think there's anything about with transportation. I vaguely remember something about there might be a bus for children from the outer districts coming in, but I don't want to say too much.
Right, so we still got to figure that part out
Right.
a little bit. What's the day like? So if I was to join up as a little netballer, which I don't have a shot anymore, what would I expect from a day at your camp?
Well, one of the main things is, I mean, we want to focus mainly on the basics and the fundamentals, but we also want to kind of pair that with them having a lot of fun while they're learning the basics of netball. So it's not going to just be just standing and just passing the ball back and forth. Sometimes we might actually incorporate that into a game to teach them the fundamentals on the importance of passing and moving and, catching, all the lovely things that we do in netball.
I'm correct in saying netball is one of our national sports,
one
right?
of our focus sports, yes.
Yeah. So it's a pretty big deal. A lot of children all over Cayman are involved in netball. I had no idea how big it was until I moved to Cayman. So I'm coming from Canada to Cayman.
Oh,
and it
It's
wasn't
big in Canada too.
It's not.
It's a Commonwealth game.
I'm telling you, it's not. I didn't know one person who played netball.
She didn't care about
You know
netball,
why?
that's why.
I'm telling you, we
more
didn't
outdoors in
offer
Canada
it.
cold.
Yes, Canada's cold. Yes, it can
That's
be.
true.
But it's just interesting how in different regions, how some sports are much more popular.
Yeah, because
Right.
in Cayman and in most of the tropics, you gotta be outside because it's hot.
Yes.
Yes. So unless you have air conditioned homes and air conditioned spaces,
and gyms and stuff.
Yeah, most of the time you'll be outdoors enjoying the breeze.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that's what we got going on for netball. And now Chester.
Okay,
Swimming.
Coach. So we did a list twist on ours for swimming. Probably over the last 6-7 years. So instead of just doing a general swim camp, teach people how to swim, we kind of strayed off and go to our age group from 10 to 15, probably 14, and teaching them. We went into junior lifeguarding. So you're just not learning about just swimming. Now we're going into lifeguarding, CPR, first aid, to give them an introduction if they ever decided they want to, go into that role. I think it is a little different than just teaching them strokes. It was more about, discipline, you can save people and preventions and stuff. So the information we're giving them is just basically, if you want to do it, when you become of age, you can jump right in and be like, hey, I did this at a camp. Yes, we did a little swimming. We had fun. Save people, pretend. We learned about first aid, CPR, because all that come in the package. And just for them to get an eye-opener of lifeguard is a job. Saving people is real.
Yes.
We're surrounded by the ocean in Cayman, so why not just introduce it just to show them that, hey, just knowing the information and getting yourself certified can be a big deal when you go outside on the beach.
So I was just gonna ask, do they get certified in this camp with you?
No, we just give them a little taste. So we don't want to, put people out there and be like, hey, you can save someone, which they're not. No, we're just giving them a little taste of what it is to take, and giving them the information and showing them what, the physical part and the mental part of doing all this. And then once after a week of lifeguarding and having fun, they can decide if, hey, you know what, this seems fun, I can just get certified. And you don't have, just because of it's being a lifeguard, anybody can get certified. Meaning if you get yourself certified, you go to a pool party, you go to the beach, at least, you feel confident anything happen, I can help someone, family members, anybody. Just to throw a number out there, 9 times out of 10 if anything happen, there's going to be someone close around you, that family members, that anything happen, you have to save them. So it's always good to have, a little CPR, first aid, and, lifeguarding certification under your belt.
I don't think I could be a lifeguard. I can only breaststroke still.
No,
that's about it.
The funny part, you don't need to do freestyle, so you don't need to learn the full 4 strokes. No. It's just all about prevention. Information you get, your tube, how to save people, the easiest way. So we're lifeguarding, we're trying to do the easiest most effective way of helping people without, endangering yourself and endangering them.
Okay.
So prevention better than cure, as they say.
And a skill I want to say everybody should kind of learn, because we are surrounded by the ocean, right? We're a little island out here.
Yes, we are surrounded by the ocean.
We love to swim.
But just introducing this lifeguard camp into our camps is a little different, because instead of doing regular swimming, which we do all around here, we say, why not just do a little twisted the lifeguard? And we had big turnouts every year, and that's why we continue to do it and get more new faces. In our camps, runs for 2 weeks, back to back.
Hold on the details on it.
Yeah,
we got to go to commercial break. A little late for that. So when we come back,
right.
we'll get more of those details about the lifeguard camp.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to commercial break.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. This summer, I going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, and now Panama. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal this summer.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
How can you make a classic BLT sandwich even better? Well, by adding tuna. Wow. The land meets the sea in Subway's new sandwich, the Tuna BLT, available for a limited time. The Tuna BLT is exploding with flavor. Imagine crispy, juicy bacon strips on top of tuna, fresh lettuce, and slices of tomato, topped with your favorite sauce and choice of freshly baked bread. Enjoy the best of both worlds with the Tuna BLT from Subway. Subway, eat fresh.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Barry's Golden Jerk, the Cayman Brac sensation, ranked the #1 restaurant in Cayman Brac by TripAdvisor and home of the authentic jerk. Barry's Golden Jerk, serving large portions of the best jerk chicken and pork. Open Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday near the airport, or call 917-6713. Barry's Golden Jerk. It's simply better.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Banks, and we're in studio this afternoon in this segment talking about summer camps. And I have from Youth Services Unit, I have James Miles, who's just joined us a few minutes ago. I have Orvin Palacio, he's the head coach for netball, and I also have Chester Hurlston, head coach for swimming. And right before the break, Chester was telling us a little bit about his lifeguard camp. So I had to cut you off in the details so we could go to the the commercial break, but if you could, I guess, start and let us know what a typical day at your camp would be like if we were to go in the lifeguard camp.
Okay, so our camps runs from Monday in the mornings from 8:30 to 12, right into Friday. Fridays are beach days, so Monday, Thursday, we're at the pool, the Lions Aquatic Center, down by the Truman Bodden Sports Club track. Our pool is right there, big yellow building, can't miss it. So we're there at the pool, and we use the pool and out of the pool. So between games, learn about lifeguarding, first aid, CPR. We split everybody up to groups, and each day is different because they get more and more information, and they get to socialize, obviously. And we have max of 30 kids for each week, and I can give more information for the weeks of number of spaces available. But it's just more of them socializing and learning information and how they're going to use the information once they're, they finish their week of camps. And
real life skills. They're learning real life skills.
Yeah, you have to put in a tube. You have to, basically learn how to dive, like save someone using your feet, or pretend. And they're acting too, like, you know, you got people like how to act, how to drown, not to want anyone to drown. So a little bit of both of everything that you're trying to throw in there to make it more fun and appealing for them.
This is the first year for a lifeguard camp?
No, we had it over about, I say 7 years now. We've been going on that now.
Long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
So we just try to keep it more refreshing, try to get, you know, new faces, because some kids come back and be like, oh, I know. So, yeah.
Is there a cost for this?
No, all camps are free. Department of Sports. We are free and no cost. All you need to know is you have to sign up on time. So for my camps, for swimming, lifeguard starts next week, and that'll be the 10th until the 14th.
Okay.
That have 11 spaces left. So if you want to get first dibs on them spots, come on Monday at 8:30 at the Truman Button Sports Club, or the Lions Pool, should I say, sorry. And then if their spot's still available, because they're not doing no more online for that one, for that first week, you can probably still get your kid into it. Now, before you bring your child there, your child have to be able to know how to swim, obviously, because it's a lifeguard camp. And that means swimming 50 meters down, 25 meters, 2 times down and back, comfortably. You don't have to be the best, but we want to know that your child is comfortable being in the water. You know, just like anything happen, they're not gonna too panic, or they can save themselves. So it's not a beginner class. It's not a learn to swim. It's a junior lifeguard, so you need to know how to swim. Once you come on Monday and you want to sign up, we sign you up there, and then we usually do like a test to make sure everybody can comfortable to swim within that first week. Second week is the 17th to the 21st of July. And you can actually go online and sign up for that camp, because that week is after. And the email is sportscamps@gov.ky. And repeat that again, sportscamps@gov.ky. And you can actually send in your request there, or ask any information about the camps. And then someone will reply to you and give you all the information you need.
Okay, so for the second week of your lifeguard camp, people still can go online and register.
Yes. First week is closed off online, but you can come in on Monday at the physical area.
Show up at Lions Pool.
Yeah, show up at the Lions Pool. 11 spots still left. First come, first serve. Second week, we got 14 spots left, so you can still kind of sign up online and get your kids in. Yeah, half full, because usually a max of 30 kids we want.
Oh, that'll fill. They usually fill up, don't they?
They usually fill up at the last week, because also parents, like, I know they're busy, everybody's busy, and, you know, when they forget about camps, they're like, oh, I gotta get my kid in, so yeah.
Somebody keeps calling you Chester, right? It's like, I know that they know you're on the radio. I promise you. Always happens. Oh, on the radio. How you doing? This happened yesterday with the camp.
So that email I just put out there, you can ask about any camps that are going on during the Department of Sports camps: netball, swimming, football. We got volleyball this year. What else we got, Irvin?
We have collaboration with cricket as well.
Cricket.
Okay.
So it's a mixture every week, so there should be a different camp going on.
Is there an actual... Now, you said we could email sportscamps@gov.ky.
Yes.
But is there a website where people can find what the camps are, what's listed for each week?
There should have been flyers out on social media. So
okay.
Don't quote me for that. And I think, yes, they did send out flyers. But if you want any information itself of camps, this email can definitely get you on. Or call the Department of Sports office, 949-81... No, that's our one. Oh, thank you, God. 949-7082. So that's the Department of Sports main office there. You can call them, and the secretaries there over there will give you all the information you need. And that's 949-7082.
Okay. Now, Orvin, I don't think I asked if you have a max limit on your camps, on how many children can participate.
On both of the netball camps, the maximum is 7 to 5.
Okay.
The East End camp, we still have a lot of slots, so that's why we're asking if people still want to come, they can come on Monday and register right there, because I think the registration is closed off now.
Right. Yeah, that's what Chester said. Yeah. So you can't register today or tomorrow, but you got to show up if you want kids in your camp on Monday.
At the Georgetown camp, we have a good amount. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I mean, there's still slots open for that as well. So whenever they call, they could find out. I guess they'll let them know how much slots are available, available, so that they could register.
I think it's a great thing. Camps have gone up in price, as everything is, right? So, years ago, it was about $500 a week at least for a camp. So if you're offering something for free, And considering our crazy cost of living right now, and people just, they can't really afford to do much at all, I think this is a huge incentive for children. At least you're able to somewhat help your child enjoy summer a bit more, keep them active. Right. And we spoke about the benefits of summer camps, right? Why these activities are needed. Jamo, during the break, you did point out to me, you did make mention of another reason why these activities are so important for the youth. Can you share that point that you made?
Yeah, it's an educational advantage for young people who are on summer break to be engaged in organized social educational interactions. They could actually lose a whole school year grade.
That's crazy.
If they just home vegetating.
A whole year.
Just for
chilling out for 2 months.
So imagine you're supposed to be moving into year 10.
Right.
But because you didn't do anything in the summer, you're going into year 10 as a year 8. You know, you setting yourself up to fail, right?
Oh, that's mind-blowing.
So one of the great things that the unit has done because of our being short of staff is to partner with the sports camps. Sports has allowed us for the last 2 summers to bring some of the life skills sessions that we would normally do during our camps to their camps. So we do stuff like team building activities and talk about conflict resolution and all of these different soft skills that young people don't normally get afforded to them on a regular basis. We also offer these life skill sessions in the school setting at the life skill classes. So we don't get to touch all of their lives while school is in.
Right.
So this is another opportunity for us to touch lives of young people when school is out. One of the great things about the sports camps too is that young people from various schools come. So if you get an eclectic mix of young people from public and private schools coming to a sports camp in the summer, they get to meet new friends. We get to meet new young people that probably don't have life skills classes in their schools because some of the private schools don't have a life skills curriculum. So we don't get to go into the private schools most of the time to share these life skills. But we get to interact with them during the summertime. So I want to publicly thank the sports department for allowing the youth services unit to come alongside them and to enrich in their camp and to enrich in our lives too. We get to interact with young people that we don't normally get to interact with because they come to the sports camps. They might be coming just to enjoy netball, but because they come to netball, we could teach you about dining etiquette. We could teach you about other kind of ways of carrying yourself, how to problem solve, how to build teams and to build your character. So a lot of that is what we offer to young people, and we do it during the summer break. And hopefully next summer we should have staff that we can have our own teen summit again, because I know a lot of teenagers are like, sorry, nothing for us, because a lot of the sports camps are filled with primary age students, and even though they include high school students, there's not a big take up, because when the high schoolers come in, they see a lot of the primary schoolers, they're like, I don't think this count for me. And so what the great thing about this collaboration is that when we show up, we say, okay, just give us the high schoolers, and we'll do the life skill sessions with them, and then sports department can continue doing their camp activities with the primary school age. And that way the teens think, okay, there's something there at this camp just for me, for the big youth them. No,
that's interesting.
And because they do interact differently, they speak at a different level. They socialize at a different level, and to have such a broad mix of young people in one spot, it can be very challenging. And I applaud the sports department for taking on the range, but we try to help out where we can.
But some camps are divided by age.
By age,
right?
yeah.
Right. So in some instances, you won't have like the high schoolers and primary kids mingling in that sense, because they are separated. Some of them are by age.
Well, I think the sports department has done a great job of that.
Okay.
That they have enough staff to, even when they have camps from age 6 to 16, they have staff enough to take care of the teens and staff enough to take care of the primary age, which is great. I got to see that in action today at the football camp, and it was really fun to see And all our team did was come alongside him and say, let's go have some fun.
And what's kind of interesting as well, you be able to see the high schoolers showing a bit of their leadership skills with the younger ones, and I think it must be a very cool thing to see that develop with the older children as well.
I think another benefit of the collaboration is that young people at the sports camps get to see us in action, and they're like, "Yeah, I want intern with you all because that's a lot of fun." And I'm like, "Yeah, if
nice.
If youth development is your thing,
give the gentlemen the summer off, right? We'll let them intern.
But if you are at age to intern, which is age 16, you can be part of the government summer intern program. That still means you can be in high school, able to be part of the government intern system.
Yes.
So while they might cater to the 16-year and 17-year-olds at the sports camps, they can also be interns. Yeah. And I think they would benefit a lot more from that interaction because you preparing them for adulthood and getting them into the work experience and getting them into, you got to be showing up on time and you got to be responsible for this task. And I think it takes their school and their educational trajectory into the workplace environment, and they get to apply what they learn in school. And I think that is the benefit of the summer intern program that government has. And I thank my department for embracing interns. We only got 2 interns so far.
I think one is here. One might be here.
Yes.
All right.
Ladies is here with me in the studio today. We also have Roshan, but she has a meeting, so she couldn't join us today.
We got to go to a commercial break, Jamo. So when we come back, you can tell us a little bit more about that. So let's go to a commercial break, and then we'll wrap up.
They say variety is the spice of life, and that's why at Subway, we're introducing the new Boneless Hot Sub. Say what? The premium sub brings new ingredients like spicy breaded boneless chicken, French's crispy fried onions, and buffalo wing sauce, bringing a zesty and flavorful experience with every bite. Add some of your favorite veggies, cheese, and ranch sauce of your choice of freshly baked bread for the ultimate boneless hot sub. For a little spice in your life, try the new boneless hot sub from Subway.
So good and tasty.
And make it a meal with a drink and chips or cookies. Subway. Eat fresh.
No, man. I'm tired of seeing a new charge on my phone bill every month.
You are always complaining about that bill. I think it's time you make that switch to Digicel.
I've been with my network for more than a decade. I don't know if I want to move over now.
Well, better later than never. When you switch to Digicel, you get better speeds, more data, and simply more value. Best of all, no dishonest practices. What they say is what you get. Make that switch today and get 50% off your first 2 months.
50% off my first 2 months? Mary, you're convincing me now. Okay, I'll visit a Digicel store near me.
Experience the bigger, better network. Switch your postpaid number to Digicel for 50% off your first 2 months or get a free 30-day Prime bundle for prepaid customers. Make the switch today.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments from July 9th through 15th at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email dr.porterkiman@gmail.com or call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That is 946-9020.
Another fun day on good old 7 Mile Beach. Now let me check. I have sunscreen, music, water, bull and cheese, grapes, swanky, towel. I forgot my towel at home. Oh, no!
Girl, you talking to yourself again? But I thought I just heard you say that you forgot your towel at home. Look, just run down to Super Stitch Sewing and Fabric Center at shop number 39, Pasadora Place on Smith Road, and pick one up. I hear they have lots of beach towels for just $7. They used to be at $14, but now Miss Monica knows selling them for half price.
Maxine, you're a rock star. Keep my spot, child. I soon come back.
Yes, you try call Super Stitch right now. 949-2833.
105.3 Breeze FM live. Now it's an Man Bushman representing for 105.3 Breeze FM.
Hey, this is DJ Lynn. Join me Sundays from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Breeze 105.3 for Beach and Reggae Sundays. Whether you're out in a boat, in the backyard, or simply on the beach catching some sun, it's the perfect way to unwind for the weekend as the sun sets on our beautiful Caribbean Sea. Join us this Sunday from 2 p.m. on Breeze 105.3 Beach and Reggae Sundays. Brought to you by Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your non-stop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Healthcare Pharmacy, located in Governor Square and Grand Harbor. Open Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Banks, and we are talking summer camps right now in the studio, and I have with me from Youth Services Unit, I have James Miles and Orvin Palacio, who's head coach of netball, and Chester Hurlston, head coach of swimming. All right. I know I interrupted, I think it was you, Jamo, right before the break. You were talking a little bit about the benefits of the student summer intern program with government and how that's benefiting you guys at Youth Services Unit.
Yes, it is, and I think sports department has also benefited from it as well. And I think the more interns that we have, the better we can deliver camps in the summer. So I'm appealing to the powers that be, that when we actually look to examine the benefits of the summer intern program that the government has, that these areas are covered, with the educational system being on a hiatus. It is important that the non-formal education and the informal education sector revitalize and to fill that gap, and to make it easier for the Youth Services Unit to get interns and for the Department of Sports to get interns, so young people can learn how to engage their community. And how to empower younger people. I for sure will ensure that the interns of the Youth Services Unit leave better than they came. And I can see the growth in the interns in the sports department already. And I only seen them for the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
I've seen them come out of their shell and blossom. And I think they'll be excellent coaches and excellent mentors, and I think that is very important as they become adults, to be good adults and be good mentors and role models for our society.
I think a really key thing that you also said was it's really teaching them to engage in their community.
Yes.
And I love that, because I find that we can become very, I don't know, I guess you could say, on our own, in our own little corner and with our own little group over here, and not really reaching out to other people. And there's stuff that's going on, and if we don't, in my opinion, interact with each other and try to understand and help with each other, we're never really going to grow from something. We're never really going to get past certain problems. So I love the fact that, and as a child, you're not always included in the community stuff. It's usually service clubs that will try to draw and bring a community together and do certain activities for that. But to have kids interact at their age with other kids their age and younger and adults, I think it just develops so much more in them. It gives them a lot more confidence as well.
Yeah, and I think once these opportunities are afforded to young people, they actually take good advantage of these opportunities. I've seen growth in the interns that we have in our Youth Services Unit, and every opportunity that I have to let them shine, I let them shine.
You
know?
Yes.
I can talk. I can talk a lot, but I can keep quiet too.
But you've done a lot. I know you've done a lot through the years, especially with Youth Flex that you have here on Radio Cayman. So
yeah, man. We saw me back, man.
You've done so much, and you continue to. So I know it's very much a part of your passion and a part of what your purpose is.
Yeah, we're getting into podcasting now.
Hey,
so
wow.
as soon as that is all ready and started out, man, you'll see and hear the young people again. Okay. There'll be a lot more on social media. Not just on regular airwaves and radio waves, but if there is room for that as well, I'm pretty sure that airwaves. You have a caller?
We have a caller.
Okay.
And see, Jamal knows me so well. He already knows that that's a signal for we have a call. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling and talk today.
Hi, good afternoon, Coach Jester, Coach Irvin, Jamal.
Hi, how are you doing?
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, it's Mita.
Oh, hey, Mita. I knew it was Mita. Y'all didn't know. I knew it was Mita. Mita, I knew your voice right there.
Oh, guys, you all are doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
My first summer camp. Thank you all so much.
Appreciate it for the call in, and we're here
so
representing.
Basically, I want to plug CUC as well and Youth Services Unit for
the dining etiquette. Okay, I'll talk about that too.
Yeah, CUC will also be coming on as a sponsor for some of our other camps. And we're in the middle of just finalizing all the details for that, and we will be picking them up again later on. We're grateful for the collaboration, and we just want to say thank you to the people in the public who have already filled up our numbers, because we have, like, a lot of the camps are full. Right now we are at capacity.
For a lot of them.
The basketball camp is at capacity.
Nice.
And that is not until the week of the 24th. The cricket camp, which is on the 7th to the 11th of August, is already at capacity. I think the fitness and more camp week 2 is at capacity, week 1, and I think week 2 will shortly be at capacity if already not by the time she counted up the people. So this is really great that the young people are engaging. But the camp, as Coach Irvin, I heard you saying, the one in the Eastern District starting next week, has spaces, so we're imploring parents to please bring their kids out, drop them off.
Sign them up, drop them off. We're here to take them. Your fridges will be...
Don't drop them off unless you know that they're registered.
Yes, registered first, register.
I just want to remind them that the camp's happening next week. We're asking them to just come to the camp and sign up. The ones that have space, yeah? So
yes.
Chester, your camp... I think your camp still had 11 spaces left.
Yeah, we went through spaces and all
Yeah.
that and dates.
Yeah, we got a minute left, Mita, so I got to ask you to kind of land your plane, and we got to wrap up here. Sorry.
No, she really wanted us to focus on thanking CUC and Grand Old House for their sponsorship of the dining etiquette sessions that the Youth Services Unit will be putting on. I would actually be delivering that session. And teaching young people the importance of making a great impression, and sometimes that can be done around a dinner table, and to prepare them to dine with royalty.
They are royalty.
No, but just because you just might have to, especially if you're representing the country at a high level, and if you become world champion like how Jordan Crooks is right now, he might just get invited to the palace to dine with the king.
Bring a turtle meat over
there. He is within the king. He's within the king's realm, and he is the world champion.
Yes, he is.
And so, young ambassadorship starts from a very young age, because from the time you leave the country to go anywhere in the world on vacation, you represent Cayman.
Yes.
Because that's what they can say. Where are you from? I'm from the Cayman Islands. Oh, what's that about? Blah 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 blah. And if you don't know, then okay, you don't know anything about your country.
Right.
That is a blight on every adult in the country.
Yep.
Not just the parents. Every adult can teach young people about where they're from, how to interact, what makes us unique as a people. And that is, and I take that responsibility very seriously. So any young person I come across, I like, if you're Caymanian, you need to know this, this, and this. And if you don't know, spend 5-10 minutes with me, I could teach you something.
You will.
So you can leave a little bit better
Yeah. Any real quick final remark? I know that if you want to get into the camps next week for netball and for swimming,
show up with your forms.
Show up.
Yeah.
It starts at 8:30, so show up before 8:30 a.m. Try to register your child by then because they do have spots left. You can also email sportscamps@gov.ky to register in the following weeks and to find out what the other camps are and what their availability is.
Age groups for my camps, 10 to 15, please, 10 to 15.
That's what he needs. That's what Chester's looking for. All right.
Age group for my camp is 6 to 16.
And that's Orvin with netball. All right. And thank you, everybody. Jamo, final word? You good?
Thank you for having us. Thank you, Sports, for the collaboration. And we look forward to great things.
And thank you, Mita, as well, for also getting this conversation happen and for calling in with your remarks as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And all the sponsors of the program, a lot of it goes into like CUC and Grand Old House, and there's a lot of different people participating at different levels. So thank you all for what you do for our young people.
All right, thank you. Let's go to the 1 p.m. headline news.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
The headline news is brought to you by Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Zollins. From 6 p.m. to 3 a.m., Albert Panton Street and the section of Cardinal Avenue south of Albert Panton will be closed to facilitate an event tonight, Friday, July 7th. Setup for the event will also begin taking place in the hours before the closure, so persons are asked to exercise caution when traveling in the area from Friday afternoon. In international news, the U.S. is planning to send Ukraine a cluster munitions package to help in its counteroffensive against Russia, U.S. media reports. Ukraine has been asking for the weapons for months amid an ammunition shortage. Cluster munitions, which are banned by more than 100 countries, are a class of weapons that contain multiple explosive bomblets called submunitions. Twitter is considering legal action against Meta over its fast-growing rival app, Threads. Threads, which was launched to millions on Wednesday, is similar to Twitter and has been pitched by Meta bosses as a friendly alternative. Twitter's Elon Musk said competition is fine, cheating is not. But Meta denied claims in a legal letter that ex-Twitter staff helped create Threads. More than 70 million people have signed up for the new app, according to Meta. That is less than a tenth of the estimated 350 million users on Twitter. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Zollins.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
The headline news are brought to you by Health Services Authority.
It's one of the best moments of your life when you welcome your baby into the world. The HSA's experienced women's health and maternity team provides the highest quality of care throughout your pregnancy and delivery. As a JCI accredited hospital, we are the leader in maternal care, safely delivering over 700 babies annually. Visit hsa.ky for more information. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
The coconut industry on the Sister Islands boomed between 1890 to 1915, with annual exports exceeding 1 million per year. In 1906, the industry peaked, with the Sister Islands accounting for the entire export of the Cayman Islands. A coconut disease had previously killed off all of the trees in Grand Cayman. The industry was so successful that the government of the day went as far as to impose a special export duty. However, on Friday the 13th, 1915, a hurricane of unprecedented severity devastated the island of Cayman Brac, rendering most homeless and decimated 98% of the coconut trees on the Brac and 40% of those on Little Cayman. To add insult to injury, the coconut disease that struck Grand Cayman would soon arrive in the Sister Islands. During the 1920s and 1930s, efforts were made to revive the coconut industry, but the efforts were modest and the industry failed to reach its previous level of prosperity.
Information from this historical vignette was sourced from Founded Upon the Seas, A History of the Cayman Islands and Their People by Michael Creighton and the New History Committee.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your Sister Islands.
Discover all that our Sister Islands have to offer.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and I'm really excited in this segment of Talk Today because I'm talking with one of my good friends. I'm talking to Samara Prasad, and she's an entrepreneur and health and wellness advocate, and we're going to be talking about meditation, the different kinds of meditation, and the immense benefits of meditation. Samara also has a company called Pure Vitality, where she makes a couple different products. One of them is sea moss gel, which I'm a huge fan of, and maybe a little bit at the end we can hear a little bit about more of those products that she does have. But right now we're going to focus on meditation. Good afternoon, Samara. How are you?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me today.
It's great to have you. You know I'm excited to do this.
Yeah, likewise. It's exciting.
You and I always get into these conversations, and I tell you often, I was like, man, I could listen to you talk all day, and I just feel like I learn so much from all the knowledge that you have that you want to share with me. So I'm excited to have you in the studio and to be able to share this as well with our listeners.
Thank you.
So when we were talking, and I said, I'd love to have you come on the show, what are the different things that we could discuss? And you had mentioned that you were just doing a bit of a focus on meditations right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, I think this would be a good topic to discuss. And especially saying, Kathy, off the bat, you mentioned just like a couple different benefits, how it helps reduce stress and anxiety, depression, if you have sleeping problems, insomnia.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? This is perfect because our community is reeling right now, going through a lot of emotional pain, dealing with a lot of loss, dealing with a lot of life struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And a really important thing that I have to always remember is that a lot of us are going through this right now. I'm not alone in how I'm feeling. A lot of us are experiencing not the best time in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So during these times, we're often trying to look for a way to, I guess, escape or make us feel better or see, man, what change do I need to make in my life? Or how do I need to shift things in order to just have a better focus, to feel better, to be more productive and just a happier person.
Yeah.
So meditation is one of those practices.
Yeah, definitely a tool that I believe everybody needs. And there's so many different styles of meditation, so many different practices of meditation. I like to almost think of it as genres of music. You can't say that you don't like music because you heard heavy metal once and you're going to write off everything else, because heavy metal is totally different from symphony to reggae to country to rock and roll to pop to whatever it is that suits you. There's something for all of us, and there's something that will resonate with you. Meditation is a very old practice with all religions, from Christianity to Judaism to Hinduism to Islam to Buddhism. They've all incorporated meditation. So it's not something to be wary of. And it doesn't have to have a religious aspect to it. Like I said, there's so many kinds and there's so many styles. I've been practicing this stuff myself personally for over 10 years, and I think I've only dipped my big toe into the pool of knowledge and experience and awareness. It could be beyond a lifetime of styles. So, and it's not to get overwhelmed with it all. It's just to see what suits you, what resonates with you, what's helping you, and to work with that and to stick to that. And it doesn't have to be sitting in a forest with your legs crossed,
sitting in
with your hands in the
Om.
hands in the Om position. No, it doesn't have to be that. Like I said, I've been practicing for over 10 years. The type that I'm kind of discussing right now, where we're just sitting in absolute stillness and seeming completely untouched, completely unbothered by everything around us, is called Vipassana. And it's very beneficial, and it's hugely beneficial, but it's also hugely challenging. And there's so many different ways to arrive at the destination. You don't have to do that. There's moving meditations, there's mantras and chanting meditations, there's breathwork meditations, there's countless guided meditations, from sleep meditations to gratitude meditations to health affirming meditations if you're going through a particularly challenging time or specific kind of diagnosis. Guided sleep meditation. So
many different kinds.
So many kinds.
And I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just mostly like a calming of the mind. I'm just here to like shut out, I guess, the outside noise and just try to calm my mind, right? But is there a goal in meditation? Or is that just a deeply personal?
I think it's a personal practice. And I guess it depends on who you talk to and who you ask. You know, there's every practitioner, every person. You don't have to study this stuff. You don't have to get certified in this stuff, but it's different for everyone. I think it's a personal, individualized practice. The overall goal, in my opinion, is to find a little bit more balance, to ground yourself, to nourish your nervous system, to calm your mental state. I mean, I think we all bathe our bodies. We clean our homes, we clean our cars, we wash our face, we wash our hair. We need to clean our minds. We need to clean the clutter. We need to sweep it out. We need to remove the debris. It builds up, the junk, it intensifies. And you don't even realize how much baggage you're carrying sometimes. And sometimes that can manifest in the body in different ways, whether you become very reactionary, very irritable, maybe frustrated, maybe angry, maybe withdrawn and reclusive. We're all different, and we all get affected from situations differently. But I think meditation helps clear the junk, ground you down, and bring you back, how I feel, is a truer, better, realer version of myself. And it all sounds nice, but it's not always easy. It is hard.
Really?
Yeah. Even for me, who I'm always preaching it and shouting it from the mountaintops. We all need to do this. It's good for us. I love it when I'm in it and I'm consistent with my routine, but I'm human. I fall off the horse sometimes and put it off. I'll start again tomorrow. I'll start back the next day. And the first step is corny, cliche, but the first step is the hardest, or the first step is many steps to follow behind that.
It always is in almost anything.
In anything.
And I think that's just a big lesson for all of us to know, is it's just that first step is really the hard. And once we do it, everything, it's like just momentum. Everything, one step after another, and it just happens.
Yeah, it just starts to unfold. It starts to unravel for you.
Yeah.
I almost think of it as muscle memory. So people are maybe more relatable with going to the gym or exercising, which is equally as important to me as meditation. I don't care if you're lifting weights, if you're running, if you're walking, if you're swimming, if you're doing yoga, just move your body, do something.
Why is that so important?
We just need to move. I think we're so sedentary with life, with work, and our phones can be such a blessing, but they can also be such a ball and chain and cause us to live such sedentary lifestyles, and we're all rounding forward, and our postures are shifting, and our heads are reaching forward, and everything is interconnected in the body. So then that can affect your spine and your alignment and trickle, everything else. So, but just like muscle memory, if you've ever lifted weights or gone to the gym, oh my gosh, the first day or two could be like, what the heck? You're judging yourself. You're comparing yourself to other people. You're feeling sore. Maybe you're only lifting 3-pound weights or 5-pound weights, and you're feeling it. And you're looking at someone beside you who's doing 20 pounds like no big deal. And, you know, that internal chatter in your mind can kind of like, what the heck? But you don't even realize 2 weeks later, a month later, 3 months later, however long it takes for you, you've graduated to that, and you're not feeling sore, and you're just feeling good, and you kind of crave it, and you come out the gym and you feel those endorphins, those feel-good hormones pumping, and you feel a little better. Maybe you had a crappy day at work, or, you know, an argument with your significant other, and you went for that walk, or you lifted those weights, or you did whatever you needed to do to move your body, and you came back and a little, okay, a little better, a little more grounded. Same goes for meditation. I had a lot of time in COVID, which I think a lot of us did. And I actually started meditating twice a day, and it was incredible. I became a way better person.
What made you go twice a day? I'm curious to that.
Well, I was doing 2 different meditations. So I was giving myself about 11 minutes of a breath work in the morning, guided breath work meditation, which is just incredible for alkalining your body, stirring up sediment from deep within you.
I got to ask what alkalining your body means.
Well, just like junk food and like stuff that gets stuck in our body, almost like extra weight and debris in our system. So I like to think we can also have things physically, mentally, and emotional debris in our system.
Yes.
So the breath work, for example, and I like to encourage people to try not to sit down and force yourself to sit through something for 45 minutes or an hour, because that's painful and that's really challenging. Baby steps, meet yourself where you're at. You might resist the practice. So 10 minutes, 3 minutes is a great start. Something is better than nothing. So I do about 10 minutes of breath work. And then before bed, I do probably my favorite meditation, which is called Kirtan Kriya, which is just a guided chanting. And you just sing, and there's many recordings that you can sing to. It's profound when you share with a couple people or in a group or a room, almost like going to church and sharing, or a concert, and when the music hits and everyone's singing in symphony, and you almost get those goosebumps, or
just that
feeling, that little buzz that's going on inside of you. Same kind of vibe, but you can do that yourself. Like, the magic is within, the power is within. We have the tools within ourselves. It's just utilizing them. So yeah, in COVID, I was doing breath work and then a chanting before bed. The chanting, actually, if you let me sidetrack onto that, is called Kirtan Kriya, which is incredibly beneficial. And what I found really interesting is the Alzheimer's Disease and Research Prevention Foundation of America has put a lot of research and emphasis into this meditation, studying brain scans, all kinds of scans of people who have been doing this meditation. And it's written in a medical journal in the U.S. So yeah, a lot of people think meditation is a little wooey, a little hippy-dippy, a little out there.
A little new world spirituality.
Yeah, I mean,
all these weird things.
I'm not going to lie, there is that stuff too. And if that floats your boat, okay, cool, that's great. I think I'm a little more science-y, or I'm not so drawn to that per se.
I understand. The mystics per se, yeah.
And no judgment, right? Different strokes for different folks. But this meditation in particular, which is thousands of years old, and I'll just sing a little sample of it. You just do this for about 12 minutes a day. Satanama. And you move your fingers, your thumbs touch your index, your middle, your ring, and your pinky. You do 2 minutes in singing like that. And then 2 minutes as a whisper, Satanama, and then 4 minutes in silence, and then you pick back up the 2 minutes of the whisper, and then 2 minutes at full volume.
Why do you have to touch your fingers?
Well, there's like meridian points, energy centers in the body, chi, prana, almost similar to acupuncture, if you will. And Yeah, and as well as in the fingers, there's 84 meridian points in the roof of our mouth. So just doing the chant alone, the positioning of your tongue starts to stimulate those meridian points. Meridians root back to traditional Chinese medicine. You could think of them as highways in the body that connect to your liver, your spleen, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your organs. We have them from our teeth, all over. Anyhow, this meditation, Kirtan Kriya, this is written in a medical journal in the U.S. It improves your sleep. It improves your energy. It reduces blood pressure. It improved memory, reduced stress, reduced depression, significantly reduced inflammation. And as we know, inflammation is one of the key features of many chronic diseases that we're all suffering from these days.
Yes.
And it also found that this anti-aging enzyme, I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I'll butcher it.
It's all right.
It starts with a T, telomerase or something. It increases by 43%. This is after 8 weeks.
This is an anti-aging.
Anti-aging. So
well, ladies, I know
yeah.
we love that benefit.
Hello, yeah. Balancing hormones. Brain scans showed increased blood flow to multiple parts of the brain, increased focus and cognition, decreases memory loss. As I mentioned, the meridian points that are stimulated by the sound and the chanting activates our brain in different ways, including the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, which stimulates many hormones. And then the combination of the finger movements increases blood flow in certain sensory parts of the brain. The occipital lobe in the back of the brain is activated by a visualization. So you can also include a visualization behind your forehead. It's basically behind your pituitary gland, where your pituitary gland is.
Okay. You'd have to say behind your forehead for me. I'd be like, what?
Just to kind of keep your internal gaze there.
Okay.
And yeah, this is all, you can look it up online. All this is reported by a medical journal, but I can tell you it's had profound impacts on my day-to-day. It's when you get a phone call that, you know, touches your heart or hits your nerves, or when you're sitting in lockdown and you don't know when you're going to see your loved ones again, or you hear that, whatever, job loss, stress, anxiety, fear, sleep issues, it genuinely improves all of those things, and it genuinely makes me feel like a much calmer, better version of myself, and a lot more balanced. So that's just one meditation out of a gazillion kinds, and it works for me, and I'm happy to just share that with so many people and repeat it, because it ain't broke. I don't need to fix it. Yeah, another one I'm really passionate about is called Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a guided sleep meditation. And I'll be honest with you, the first time I did a Yoga Nidra practice, I was antsy. Basically, you lie down on your back, you have some support under the back of your knees, you cover your eyes, and you just rest in almost like a sleeping corpse-like pose. And a practitioner will just guide you through all the different points of the body. And it was incredibly challenging for me to sit still. I was in the room. My mind was like a ping pong machine going everywhere from what the practitioner was saying to me. I was thinking about work. I was thinking about groceries. I was thinking about how are these people so calm? I was antsy. So it takes time, but now that's become a huge tool in my back pocket that I've been doing for years, and now I share it with people. And sometimes it's really nice to do that after a physical practice, like as a come down, like a little guide down. And scientifically, again, I like to share there's certain things that are researched. 45 minutes of Yoga Nidra is equal to 4 hours of deep REM sleep.
Ooh,
so when I share
very key.
Yeah. So when I share this with students, I like to almost just give the simple analogy of, think of your cell phone running on like 15%, and you're drained and you're exhausted. You do a 20-minute practice or a 45-minute practice and you feel your phone, your internal charge, your internal battery go back up to 70 or 85.
Wow.
And then you can plow through the day or plow through the night. I do them on my lunch break sometimes. It's profound. It's incredible.
This is the yoga
Nidra, the guided
one.
sleep meditation.
So when you say guided, because I think you said there's a practitioner will take you through.
Yeah.
So does that mean that you would have somebody there?
So yeah,
guiding you through things, or
like I teach a practice where I share it. I have made recordings where I share those, so you can just go online and listen to the recording. You can have it in a studio. If you're at a studio setting, you can, there's apps, there's meditation apps.
But it doesn't require me having somebody else there
No,
present.
unless you're at like a studio and they're going to share
Gotcha,
it with
gotcha.
you in the live kind of presence, which is beautiful, but let's be real, we don't always have time. So I've made a recording to share with some of my students who really enjoy it or find the benefits of it so that they can have that at home. And you can share it with your family, your friends, whoever.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
I love it. And what's interesting is you said that you noticed, I think was it in the yoga nidra practice,
Mhm.
that you could sense your calmness, just how much it calmed you.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm with you, there's this calmness that you just emanate. And
That's
I
hilarious.
feel, because you know me, I'll be like 30 million tabs are open in my head and I'm like, blah, 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 like running from one thing to another
Yeah.
in my stories. And so there is a calmness about you that I feel like when I am with you and we're hanging out, there's just whoosh, like it's almost like something in our energy field also centers me. And it's
Aw.
so interesting to me. And it's like an addictive thing.
Oh my gosh.
So if every day I'm like, so can we go for coffee? Kathy might need to just feel a little calmer.
That's so funny. And I don't feel that way. I feel like I have mountains of work to do or climb or
You do, but you
be a
don't-
better person
It
myself.
doesn't come out like
And
that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But basically meditation, exercise, movement, but meditation, breath work, it helps shift your nervous system. And it's one breath, one practice at a time. I like to think of it as putting back into the piggy bank of yourself. Your self-care, your self-investment, and it's something that we all need from little kids to seniors. And I'm grateful that it's in my life, but I also question, why wasn't I taught this earlier on? And one of my students was saying to me recently, she had to leave island. Her husband has cancer, and they've been doing some treatments off island, and they were going through, I guess, a lot of anxiety with certain diagnoses and whatnot. And she called me and she's like, you wouldn't believe it. We're doing some of the stuff that you have been teaching me. And it's like, oh, that's great. I'm so happy and I'm so glad the hospital is sharing that with you. But how come why do we need to learn these tools so late in the game, you know?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I
love sharing it with kids, everyone.
Yeah. But that is a really good point, because I think one of the questions that I have that maybe after the commercial break you can answer, but it's I feel like you hear more about meditation, or it becomes more normalized for you at certain phases in your life as an adult.
Yeah.
But not as a youth, as a teenager, even a young adult.
Yeah.
So I guess it's something to think about. Maybe after the commercial break, maybe you can answer that.
Okay, sure.
All right.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue new policies or increases when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call the insurance professionals at Cayman Insurance Center 949-4657 or email info@cic.com.ky. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Cayman Insurance Center's insurance professionals today at 949-4657.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. This summer, I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, and now Panama. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal this summer.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Always separate debris from household garbage after a hurricane hits. Debris includes roofing materials, downed tree branches, and metals. All items of debris must be placed in separate piles to the front of the property or at a side that is easily accessible to collection trucks. Debris must be placed in a location that will not cause obstruction to roadways or come in contact with electrical lines.
For more post-hurricane food safety tips, visit DAH website at www.gov.ky/DAH.
This Saturday, July 8th at 4 p.m., come out to the It's Time for Praise Gospel Concert at the Georgetown Seventh-day Adventist Church on Smith Road, beside the hospital, featuring Tanique Dunbar, Stephanie Graham, Nicola Williams, Keela Woods, Carol Robinson, Touch of Faith, the Celestines, along with Clyde Kane, O'Neal Duncan, Lincoln Charles, and many more. Get ready to praise. Admission free of cost. See you there.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Duaney Banks. And I want to remind our listeners, because I haven't really given you the phone call except for the top of the show, the phone numbers, except for the top of the show. You can give us a call. If you have questions about meditation practices as well, give us a call. 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, or you can WhatsApp call or WhatsApp message us at 925-3261. And in studio with me right now, I have Samara Prasad, and she is an entrepreneur and a health and wellness advocate. We're talking about meditation and the different kinds of meditation and the benefits of it. Now, right before the commercial break, you had made a comment, Samara, and it was more like, I wish this had been taught to me like way earlier in life. Yeah. And I Susan, I don't know if her mic is up. All right, cool. And I noticed that too, because for me, I feel like you hear of meditation, but I didn't really look into it. It just sounds like it just sounded like, for me as a younger person, that's something a little slow, and I'm like a go person, right? Mm-hmm. So, but I feel when you get into maybe just certain phases of adulthood and you're just working on betterment of yourself, or just trying to really kind of help your mind.
Yeah.
When you do suddenly pay attention to your mind and become mindful of your mind, that meditation suggestion kind of creeps in. It's kind of hovering at the edge of your mind, like, well, this is something that you could try out or look into, right? And there's certain things that I'll listen to
Mhm.
online that will just be more about, your mindset and just kind of changing your patterns of thought and, thinking more positively and kind of about manifestation, those kind of things. And this one particular thing that I listen to, they're really big on meditation. And so sometimes I'll turn the little meditation things on. I don't think it necessarily gravitates towards me, so I feel like I need to find something a little better. But anyways, let me go back to my question, which
Sure.
was more so why do you think that we don't really learn this? And if you had learned it when you were younger, how that might have influenced your life or
Yeah.
changed you a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I was ready for fun and going out, and I was the Energizer Bunny, and I wanted to work as many hours as I could work and make as much money to buy the clothes, to go on the trip, to do the things that I wanted to do.
Nothing wrong with that.
And it's great, but I could say, like, something that I wish I learned. I didn't realize for 20-something years I was breathing short and shallow into my chest. And so many of us breathe short and shallow, and we don't realize it. And it becomes a serious pattern. And
What's the big deal with short and shallow?
well, I almost like to think of it as like your chest becomes like a little cage, a little warehouse, and you're holding so much pressure and so much steam in your chest. We're meant to oxygenate our organs, our tissues. We're meant to breathe diaphragmatically. So sure, maybe when you're pregnant, or if you are fortunate to go to Lamaze classes, they tell you, they breathe, and they almost coach you through how to breathe because you're dealing with such an intense situation. But we need to have some breathing coaching, I think, through our childhood. So, for example, I don't have the quote in front of me, but I read something that somewhere along the lines that we're breathing about like 18 breaths a minute, and we're meant to breathe about 6 breaths a minute, maybe 6 deep inhales, 6 deep exhales. That's much more calming, nourishing, oxygenating for the nervous system, balancing, grounding. So we have an autonomic nervous system, and we're often in a sympathetic mode, fight or flight. And I think most modern day people are spending 80-90% of our days in that fight or flight mode. We need to bring it as a balance. I like to think of a teeter-totter. We need to bring the other branch of the nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, into balance. That's where the meditation, the guided breath work, the moving, however you want to get there. And when you're in the parasympathetic mode, that's when your body starts to heal. That's when your body starts to release the grip, letting go of fear, letting go of dis-ease, letting go of imbalances. You don't even realize you're holding this stuff sometimes.
No, not at all.
A common thing, so I like to teach a slow moving meditation practice. So you're moving slowly, and I guide you. It's called yin yoga. I guide you, and I like to say the issues are in the tissues, literally. Your body is holding issues deep into the tissues.
Yeah,
and we
it's
release
true.
them. And sometimes in the practice, you release cortisol. You have little tears coming out of your eyes. You're not crying about anything in particular. You're releasing. Or you come out and you feel 10 pounds lighter. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a phone call, so
okay.
let's take the caller, please.
Sure.
Good afternoon, caller. Thanks for calling. Talk today.
Yeah, you've been going through a lot of meditationary processes.
How are you doing? I know who this is. How are you doing today?
But I never heard prayer mentioned anywhere there, and I wonder how doesn't that all connect up very connectable?
Absolutely. It's actually at the very top of my note when I wanted to explain all the types. Prayer is the very first one. And I personally feel I'm more connected to God. I'm more clear in my conversations and in my prayer when I meditate. I think that I don't know if you heard earlier, but I was saying meditation is quoted in the Bible, Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, all sorts of religions incorporate meditation, whether it be the songs, the practices, the praying. Praying is meditating.
Well, I think there's reference to the Bible. It was prayer without cease. I think in some of those meditationary processes, they pray. I'm not sure how many times a day, and they just leave whatever they're doing and pray.
Yeah,
they learn and pray.
They do.
Right, like in Islam, I think it's 5 times a day.
It is. Yeah.
I think it's 5 times. My apologies if I've gotten that wrong, but yeah,
and
yeah,
they
absolutely
start
right.
their day like wake up and
exact certain points of the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think probably within the Christian process, at night before you go to bed.
Absolutely.
And before you arise in the morning, or just as you are arising in the morning, and 10 times in between that.
Absolutely. I think too, like I was saying earlier, yeah, in that 10 minutes or that 5 minutes or the 12 minutes that you're dedicating to meditating, that's great. I think what's really so profound is when you bring that into your daily life. It's a tool in your back pocket. It's a tool with you constantly. When you're in traffic and you just had that moment where you went, and your car almost got hit, or a close call, so to speak. And you learn to breathe, and you calm yourself down, or you
don't shut your eyes in traffic.
Sir, oh yeah, please don't keep your eyes open. Or
if you stop, you close your eyes for a second and say, "Thank you, Lord."
Yes.
Yeah.
Focusing on the gratitude right there, like thank you, I'm okay. Focusing on the power of exhaling. There's so much steam and pressure that we hold inside, like just sighing it out, taking 5 deep breaths. Again, prayer. Typically, you pray before you eat your food. You ground yourself. You bless yourself. Now, science proves that if you take, whether you're religious or not, but if you take 5 breaths of gratitude and deep inhales and exhales, that stimulates and calms your digestive system. Because like I was saying, a lot of us aren't even breathing deep. We don't realize how short and shallow we're breathing. And then your digestive system is better able to assimilate the nutrients, process and digest the food, eliminate the waste. You're less likely to be bloated, less likely to feel lethargic. I mean, it's full circle on a multitude of levels.
Translate to pray without ceasing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you so much, caller.
Good subject. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wow, that was a nice call to get. I appreciate that. And like I said to you before, I was like, people might confuse meditation as to be something that's not, that might be a devilish thing to do, right? Yeah. And that's absolutely not, that's not it. Of course, if you do worship the devil, you're going to be saying things, you can do that, but that's absolutely not what meditation does. It's, for me, it's just that quieting of the mind, the decluttering of the mind, and just more so connecting my mind and body.
Yes.
And at least that was for me. You gave some of your reasons too, right? I think Susan just signaled me. Did you say commercial break, Susan? We got a commercial break.
Okay.
So I'm not letting you go yet. That means no, we're not saying goodbye yet. So commercial break, and then we'll be back and we'll continue the discussion.
Yo, big up Massive. Listen up, we got some good news for you. Digicel is bringing you the hottest deal in town. Send top up hassle-free to Jamaica with the My Digicel app. No fees for a limited time. Me people, it's pure love from Digicel. Send credit from the My Digicel app, any kiosk, or go to a Digicel store and show your loved ones in Jamaica you care. They will stay connected, chat, and stream without them fees. Spread the word. This is a big deal. Tell your mother, father, uncle, auntie, brother, sister, and friend. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Send top up to Jamaica today. Digicel, the ultimate connection.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit Digicel's website or contact customer support for more info.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. This summer, I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, and now Panama. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal this summer.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Tune in Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. for the Daily Sports Report, covering local, regional, and international sports. Proudly brought to you by Dr. Wayne Porter, offering a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today.
Another fun day on good old 7 Mile Beach. Now let me check. I have sunscreen, music, water, bull and cheese, grapes, swanky, towel. Towel? I forgot my towel at home. Oh no!
Girl, you talking to yourself again? But I thought I just heard you say that you forgot your towel at home. Look, just run down to Super Stitch Sewing and Fabric Center at shop number 39, Pasador Place on Smith Road, and pick one up. I hear they have lots of beach towels for just $7. They used to be at $14, but now Miss Monica now selling them for half price.
Maxine, you're a rock star. Keep my spot, child. I soon come back.
Yes, you try call Super Stitch right now. 949-2833.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. He will be back with you on Monday, or, God's willing. We're going to have Sterling Dwayne Ebanks back in the studio. And right now, I'm on my final segment here with Samara Prasad, and we are talking about meditation, the different kinds, the benefits of meditation, the reasons why people do meditate. And I guess what I want to ask you right now, Samara, is if I'm thinking about going, starting to meditate as a practice to try to get rid of maybe some stress or anxiety or depression. Mm-hmm. How do I begin? Like, where would you encourage somebody to start and to start understanding about it?
There's so many places to start. I truly think if it's new to you, it is nice to start with a class, whether that's online, whether that's an app. It does take a little bit of discipline. First step is showing up. I, for example, share a free donation-based class on Sunday evenings via Zoom, so everyone's welcome to join. If you can't donate, that's okay. If you can, the donations go to kids in need. And it's a slow-moving meditation. It's called Yin Yoga. And you're not just sitting still and being guided to think. You're moving slowly. You're being guided to breathe consciously. So that's a start. There's apps. There's so many different places to give it a try. I would say start small. Give yourself a couple minutes.
Okay.
There's this expression. It's like, if you think you're too busy to meditate, then you need 20 minutes to sit down and meditate.
Oh.
And that's it. That hits home.
Mm-hmm.
But
we have the time, because
we
look how
do.
much mindless, I'm
We
going to say
do.
mindless scrolling we might be
Look,
doing on our
yeah,
phones.
Facebook, scrolling, Instagram, just
And we're
nothing.
distracting ourselves
TV,
in that moment.
oh, yeah.
So if we can kind of nourish ourselves
Yeah.
in that same amount of time, I prefer that over distracting my mind.
Yeah. And it's not easy. It's a practice, but it is tenfold amazing, an investment in yourself, in your self-care, and it just starts to impact your life in other ways, like how you're performing at work, how you talk to your children, how you talk to your partner, how you react to certain things.
Yes.
It just makes you a little bit more internally conscious and balanced.
And
It makes you
grounded, I think.
grounded. It makes you sleep better. So, you know, there's nature meditations. You can go outside and like feel the breeze and look at the sea and do a walking meditation on the beach. I personally get very distracted with that. It's like immensely challenging for me. So it's not my favorite or my first go-to. But yeah, there's so many places to start. And some people might think they've never meditated, and they think about, you know what, certain practices you did in church or certain things you've done or little funny, quirky habits that you have at home. Like something I do throughout my days is in the kitchen, driving around, whatever. I inhale gratitude and I tell myself things, release and exhale fear, release and exhale stress. I inhale health.
I'm doing that right
and
now.
And I exhale dis-ease of the mind, dis-ease in the body. What if you're fighting something? Believe you're healthy. Feel you're healthy. Tell yourself you're healthy. Exhale the cancer, or exhale the whatever it is that you're fighting. Exhale the migraine. Like put some meditation, put some focus on that and release it from your body.
Now, I know some people might be like, that's not going to get rid of my cancer.
No,
and they might be
it's
like,
not.
y'all are really being soft about
Yeah.
this. But you made a really, really good point in how, like, even our thoughts and certain things that are ailing us, that's not an illness, but it kind of sits in our body and it eats at, like you said, our tissues.
Yeah.
Or our organs. Certain things can affect us.
It
Having like a lot of
penetrates us.
resentment and anger
Yes.
leads to illness.
Yeah.
And this, you don't have to believe me because it is proven.
Exactly.
It's out there. You can do that research and find
Mhm.
it. And so when you can have when Samara is saying, you know, inhale a healthy life, exhale the things that are ailing you, you know, whether it be a sickness, a disease. We know that it's not easy like that to get rid of, but it's more of a retraining of your mind.
Exactly. And it's a practice. And practice is the architect of accomplishment. And it's not
repetition
just...
is the mother of skill.
Exactly. So it's inhaling... You can say, I'm inhaling successful. I'm inhaling whatever you need. I'm inhaling joy. I'm inhaling peace. I'm inhaling gratitude. And you can exhale. My thing I need to exhale, I exhale procrastination because I can procrastinate. So I need to just let go of the procrastination, or like you said, toxic emotions that we can hold on to, like resentment and jealousy and these things that don't make us a better version of ourselves, that make us, that is some heavy baggage and some heavy weight. So just, and it's personal. No one needs to know you're doing it. You can do it while you're driving around. You can do it while you're washing the dishes.
You don't have to pay for it.
No, you don't. But it's a practice, and it does take a little bit of self-commitment and self-investment.
Take those few minutes for yourself.
Absolutely.
I had an interview earlier this week where it was talking about men's mental health struggles more than anything, and it was a suicide awareness talk as well. And it was so much about people will take care of certain things in their life or look after certain body parts or whatever it is. And my point was like, man, if you get into a horrific accident, for example, and you're in the hospital, they're not pulling the plug on you because all of your limbs don't work anymore. It's the faculty of the mind. They're waiting for your mind. It's the power of your mind. And when that is gone, that's when they're saying, okay, really there's no hope for this person left. But if there is that hope for your mind, so if your mind can awaken again, it can also help heal the rest of your body. So that's why
Yeah.
it's so important to be in tune with your mind. Take care of your mind.
It's mind, body, soul.
Yeah.
It totally is.
Very much.
It really is. And we can take care of our homes, and we can buy nice vehicles, and we can shampoo and clean and wax and detail our car and make sure our rims look great. And we need to invest in ourselves and our body. This is the longest relationship we'll have in life, is with ourselves and our body.
Yeah.
Your body is your vehicle of life. So invest in it.
Yeah.
And
take care of that.
Sometimes, I believe, I posted this the other day, an ounce of prevention is worth over a pound of cure.
Yeah, yes.
And this is preventative medicine, and it trickles in. It's like a little ripple.
It is.
It ripples into your home. It touches the lives around you subtly. You don't realize it. Like you just said, you think I'm calm and you enjoy being in my presence. I find that funny. I didn't realize I have that effect on you.
Yeah,
I'm
you
flattered, but wow, okay. So it affects you, and it affects everything around you.
Mm-hmm.
Self-investment, yeah.
Now, we only have a couple minutes left.
Sure.
And I know that as part of, you do teach some meditative practices, right?
Yeah.
You do offer this
Mhm.
to people who do want to learn or want to be guided.
Mhm.
And you do also have, to me, you're just all about wellness. You're the most knowledgeable person I know, in the sense that that's really about kind of health and wellness stuff. So maybe wellness is an overused word. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you do also, you have a company. It's called Pure Vitality.
Mm-hmm.
And you do have some other products that you offer that are just really about health and wellness, really,
Yeah.
when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit, because it ties in still with this meditation.
I think once you're meditating, exercising, moving your body, you're more inclined to make better choices.
Yeah.
And so Pure Vitality is just a small kind of hobby business that started from just personal things that I do. The main focus of the business being sea moss gel. So I've been making and taking that for myself for probably 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just incredible, and it's trendy right now. A lot of people are talking. It's like kind of a new thing. It's not a new thing. It's an old thing, but it's trendy and it's popular right now.
A lot of Jamaicans, I think, would
they know.
Irish moss kind of
Irish
thing, right?
moss,
They would-
sea moss, tomato. But this is the way I prepare it is wildcrafted, totally unrefined, pure. I personally go to Jamaica, inspect, and know who and where I'm getting it from, because as it's gotten more trendy and popular, there's people growing it beside sewer plants, in pools. People contact our business page all the time and offer to send it to us from Vietnam for like alarmingly cheap prices.
Wow.
So yeah, it's wildcrafted, harvested from the western part of Jamaica, Yallis, St. Thomas. And I make it with alkaline water. I don't use heat when I prepare it. I slow soak it. Sometimes heat can destroy certain properties.
Right.
And sea moss' big claim to fame is it has 92 out of 102 minerals. We're all mineral deficient these days because of the sprays, the Roundups, the toxins that we're just exposed to that we can't even help it, even if we want to avoid it. And minerals are crucial for our daily function, whether it's lowering our inflammation, whether it's supporting our immune system. A huge Caribbean claim to fame, yes, it is a libido enhancer for men and women. So some people maybe want to take it for that reason alone, but there is countless other benefits. It's an expectorant. It breaks up mucus and phlegm and congestion in the lungs and the colon, so it helps with sinus. And
can I share my big benefit?
Sure.
When I take it consistently, my sugar cravings go down.
Oh, amazing.
And I feel like I'm like a walking piece of chocolate.
You're satiated. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. So the fact that I do not have as immense cravings for milk chocolate and ice cream and brownies and baked goods and all that amazing stuff that I love, the fact that those cravings went down incredibly for me was almost a miracle.
Wow.
Because nothing else could. I'm like, don't want to be diabetic. I pray to God I'm not, but it's just, and CMOS for me has helped with that incredibly.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I feel like it's different benefits.
Yeah, everyone
but that's my
notices.
strongest.
Yeah, some people message me and tell me, "Oh my gosh, I'm so much more regular with going to the bathroom."
Right.
I get energy. I feel like it boosts my energy. I love it on my skin, kind of cosmetically.
Right.
I make face masks with it a couple times a week. It's
so
phenomenal.
Many great benefits.
Yeah.
We have to. I do want to. We got to wrap up. So if you could just let people know how they can reach you, because we're going to go to our 2 p.m. news headlines.
Oh, sure. Well, the CMOS page is Pure Vitality. I teach also at Bliss Yoga, and I will probably be creating a little personal mobile yoga business. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you do a couple different private practices.
Yeah.
So.
If people call me to share, I genuinely love sharing it.
All right. And all the listeners out there, I absolutely encourage you to get in touch with her, because I have a great benefit just hanging out with Samara. And of course, her CMOS gel is such a huge benefit for me as well. So thank you very much just for coming in and sharing the benefits and what meditation is, and how we can all just benefit from it and just grow to be better within ourselves with the practice of meditation. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you. We got to go to our 2 p.m. headline news.
Continuing the Caymanian tradition.
Let Cora keep my ground so clean.
The heart and soul of the Cayman people. Thank you for keeping the culture alive.
There's wisdom news every day. From East End to Georgetown, down into West Bay.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. This summer, I going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, and now Panama. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal this summer.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. All members of the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society are encouraged to attend its annual general meeting on Saturday, July 15th at 7 p.m. at the Stacey Watler Agriculture Pavilion in Lower Valley. For more information, contact 926-3696 or email ciaagriculturalsociety@gmail.com. In international news, the Texas gunman who killed 23 people at a Walmart in 2019 has been sentenced to 90 consecutive life sentences in federal prison. Patrick Crusius had pleaded guilty after federal prosecutors said they would not seek the death penalty. The sentencing follows 2 days of emotional testimony from witnesses as Crusius sat face-to-face with survivors and relatives. It was one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. The world's average temperature has reached a new high for the third time in a week, unofficial records show. Data analyzed by a group of U.S. scientists show the global average temperature on Thursday was 63 degrees Fahrenheit. It breaks the 62.618 Fahrenheit record set on Monday, which was surpassed a day later when the average temperature reached 62.924 degrees Fahrenheit. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
You know you've dreamed of that Mercedes, the smooth leather, the style, luxury that feels so good. Ooh la la. With the prestigious 2023 Mercedes-Benz GLA 200 up for grabs in this year's Lions Club of Grand Cayman Benzorama fundraiser. This is your chance to make that dream come true. Tickets are $25 for one, 3 for $65, or 5 for $100. Benzorama fundraiser tickets are available with Lions Club members and various sales outlets. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman Benzorama fundraiser supports numerous community initiatives, includes sightseeing, Christmas deliveries, restoration, and social services.
Calling all bargain hunters. There's a huge dollar garage sale at 137 Keturah Street off Walkers Road, Saturday, July 8th, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. Clothes and shoes and house items all for $1. Yes, you heard me right. $1 garage sale. Other items for sale. New pair of Louboutin stiletto shoes, $900. New Burberry handbag, small, $700. New Burberry tube top and pants, $1,600. 5 yards landfill, only $400. New 2022 white Honda HDR includes 3-year warranty, 5-year licensed, and 6 free services. This Saturday, 137 Keturah Street off Walkers Road, $32,200 OBO. For more information, call 925-2705.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Banks. We have open line right now, so if you want to give me a call, anything you want to chat about, I'm here to chat with you. A lot of things have been happening in our community lately. The numbers to call are 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, or you can WhatsApp call or message us at 925-3261. And I know about maybe 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, we did get a call on WhatsApp during a break that I answered, so I don't know if the gentleman is still listening, but you are welcome to call us back. We would love to chat with you. If it was about meditation, I might be able to answer something for you, but if not, I can at least put you in touch with Samara. So that is that. Very interesting chat that we had earlier with Samara regarding meditation. And as she mentioned, she practices a few different kinds of meditation, and one that has just been extremely calming for her, which I'm not going to repeat the name because I forget and didn't write it down properly. But it's something that the Alzheimer's Association uses, and it's a meditation that they're backing because there's research towards this that is supposed to help reduce the the effects of Alzheimer's. So it's interesting how meditation can benefit us and how it can help ground us and just lead us to a lot more clarity, which will help us in making better decisions and just kind of be able to guide us to move a little bit better in our lives. So for me, I'm not always the most patient person. When I like to, exercise or go out there, I like action sports. I'm not like a Tai Chi person. I couldn't do something like that. I'm not a yoga girl either. I've tried, although I really need to get back into that. But, it's different strokes for different folks, right? It just depends the kind of movement you enjoy, what really actually stimulates you and gets you going. So for me, it was always more kind of high level activity, not necessarily activity that slowed me down. But there's so many areas in my life that already I'm just moving really fast in. So it could be work and social life. And I do know that I need to slow down in certain things. I need to calm myself. I need to declutter my mind. I need to somehow close the 30 tabs that are open in my mind all the time, and even more open at night for some reason. So meditation is a great way just to calm yourself, just to be at more ease, to reduce your anxiety and stress levels. Oh man, it's very beneficial. And if you are having trouble sleeping, there's so many different meditative practices to help you sleep, to help with insomnia. So I really do encourage people that are curious, don't really know too much about it, please do go and check it out. And you might be a deeply religious person and believe that meditation is a devilish thing, and it is not. There's so many instances of the Bible, at least 20 of them, where it speaks on meditation. And I made sure to go and do this research before I came on the show to have this talk, because I know that some of our listeners might feel that meditation is not really a godly thing, but it is something that is over 5,000 years old. Islam is supposed to be our oldest religion. We know that they practice meditation in Islam. We know that in Hinduism, as Samara also repeated, Buddhism, in Christianity, it's a practice that is there. So it's kind of how you want to look at it, whether it's through a prayer, whether it's through certain mantras, whether it's just absolutely lying in complete silence and trying to make all the sounds around you just silent, like nothing else is penetrating your mind. It's only about a grounding thing, and it's only to help benefit you. So I encourage you, if you're feeling antsy, have some anxiety, you feel like you're on go all the time, take those moments for yourself. Try to declutter your mind, and by decluttering it, you're also strengthening it. And hopefully you'll be feeling a lot better about yourself, about life going forward. In the very first segment of today's show, we were talking about summer camps, and I'm very happy to have had James Miles, Orvin Palacio, who's the head coach of netball, and Chester Hurlston, who's the head coach of swimming. They came in and they talked about the various summer camps the Department of Sports, in conjunction with Youth Services Unit, are putting on. And all of these summer camps through the Department of Sports are completely free. Most of them are half-day camps. Some of them are already completely full. If you heard me today when she called us a little earlier in the show, she said, hey, our basketball camps are full. I think she said a cricket camp was full, and those are in August. So that's pretty good for those sports. But right now they are looking still to fill netball camps, which takes place next week, July 10th to 14th, and the following week. The following week would be in Georgetown, but next week it is in East End at the East End Civic Center. It's the first netball camp of the summer. It is completely free. You cannot register online anymore. However, you can show up the day of the camp, Monday morning, before 8:30 a.m., because the camp does start at 8:30. Show up maybe around 8 a.m., try to get your child registered if they're not already registered. And there's that, their netball camp. You can also opt to do the lifeguard camp, which as well is next week. And I think he said they have about 11 spots left in that camp. And again, you cannot go online and register, so you're going to have to show up at the Lions Pool, which is by the Truman-Bodden track. Is that what it's called, right? The Truman-Bodden track? I feel like I need somebody to remind me. Anyways, you can show up there as well. Come around more 8-ish in the morning, because again, the camp starts at 8:30, so they have 11 spots left. You want to get there earlier than later to make sure your child gets registered into that camp. And that's 8:30 to noon. It's a lifeguard camp, and it was pretty interesting when Chester was explaining, because they're really teaching you a lot of life-saving skills. CPR, there's first aid, there's kind of how to help or save somebody from drowning. And you might not get certified in CPR or first aid, but you're getting an introduction to it. And it's better to know than not to know, that's for sure. So, and it's free. I'm just going to stress this again. It is free. So it's an absolutely great camp to consider, because you are also learning some very vital skills. In all of the camps, James Miles was telling us that the Youth Services Unit basically integrates their life skills training sessions that they have into each of these camps. So you're learning soft skills, which he had mentioned. Some of those soft skills were team building exercises, conflict resolution, just learning kind of how to lead others and communicate with others. So I think that's also really, really great, how you're having a little bit of fun in your camp, but you're also learning some other soft skills that will take you through the rest of your life. These are skills that we all could need and use, and I don't know, man. I think the more skills, the better, right? So you'd want to, your stock goes up, so why not? Got to learn these things. I'm reminding people, if you do want to give me a call, we do have open mic. I might come back after the commercial break. I might not. I don't know. What do you think, Susan? You got a chance to call us. The numbers are, call us now. The numbers are 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, or you can WhatsApp us at 925-3261. I did see a message come in via via WhatsApp, and somebody says, I don't even know if I want to read this. I don't mean to burst your meditative bubble, but in Islam, they curse the Christians and Jews in one of their 5 prayers. I don't know if that is true, but if you are here to make a comment about Islam, which to me seems like a derogatory comment towards that religion, that's not really acceptable for me because I'm not Muslim. I don't know about that religion enough to say if that is accurate or not. But from the many Muslim friends that I have, they're not out there cursing Christians or any other religious people. So I found that remark to be quite interesting, and I don't necessarily agree with it. But thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I think we do have a caller online. Oh, we're going to take the break first, caller. She likes to add suspense by doing this, so we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back to you.
All aboard the Pizza Boat! Cayman's newest pizzeria. Birthday parties, office luncheons, summer camps, game night. Whatever your occasion, bring the fun with Pizza Boat at Cayman Twist to Pizza. Bringing fusion ingredients from all over the globe to give you locally inspired fresh pizzas all day, every day. What's more, now you can enjoy a boat-shaped pizza with toppings of your choice. It's Pizza Boat. Pizza Boat, now open in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Pick up or delivery 949-0000 or order online www.pizzaboat.ky. Pizza Boat. Experience the ultimate pizza voyage.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Britke. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
I've got some beautiful clothes. I know just where they go. Puritan Cleaners.
Puritan Cleaners, now using the most popular and eco-friendly cleaning solvents. 2 convenient locations to serve you: Savannah Countryside and Eastern Avenue, Georgetown. Drive-through, rain or shine, free pickup and delivery services available. Call Puritan Cleaners, 949-7104. Also ask about our in-house discounts. Puritan Cleaners, you feel good when you look good.
Puritan Cleaners, 949-7104. That's 949-7104.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. I think we still might have a caller on the phone. I hope they're still there. Good afternoon, caller. Thank you for calling Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Okay, so far for today. I was listening to you guys' show on Wednesday, and that show was very interesting. I don't really listen to the radio that much, but unfortunately, the radio was just on, and I was listening. And as a guy, I must say the topic that you ladies were talking about on Wednesday, it's really a reality, and it's true because I've gone through a lot of those stuff for a long while, and as they said, it's hard for guys to find people to relate with and talk to, because most of the time people just think that guys don't have any feelings, you're not supposed to show emotion and all of that. You understand?
I do understand.
And I've been in that for from 2005, because I was working somewhere. I met in an accident there in the work where I got run over from a vehicle. I got my spine chipped, my pelvis cracked, and all those stuff. And like a year and a half after that, I meet in the next accident where a vehicle hit me again at work.
Oh, boy.
And I even end up, when the hospital released me back to work, like 2 weeks after, I was still on a crutch. I was still bandaged up. I was still bleeding.
What?
And, yeah. And I went back to work, and I must say, Dr. Ambiker, that was at Georgetown, I have to say thanks to him. I went to see him, and he was like, how comes you're at work? How comes they release you back to work? And he stopped me from working, and then I was going to the outpatient, and I saw Dr. Robinson, Sharon Robinson, and she further with it said, no, you cannot work. How comes are you going to work? I was going to work on a crutch. And till I start back, and I have a lot of complications from that. I have back pains. I really don't sleep from that much, and that's years going on. I go to work. Some of the times I do my work, but some of the times I cannot do my work like how I used to at first, where I used to work and do everything. But I complete my work, then I change one director, and he was okay. He understand because he were there long before anything happened to me, and he know.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got a next director, and when he come, I try to explain to him that, yeah, I do what I'm supposed to do. Some of the times I'm feeling pain. Some of the times I wake up, I come to work. I will have swelling face some of the time because I have migraine, and when I have half of my face look like it's swell and shut down.
Oh, wow.
I go to work. My next director, the new one that I got, after a while he started to tell me that he don't care about me and what he needed to done. He wanted to get it done and all of those stuff, and he's trying everything to get me fired and all of that. And it's just been a stressful situation for all those years. And as I said, you guys said, some of the time people think suicidal. I have never think to hurt myself ever as yet, but it reached a point this year, I must say, it reached a point where I've been pushing. He's just been pushing, leave. Okay, I'm trying. I've been at the head of the ministry to trying to get you fired. I think you should leave. I think they're going to give you medical. You should just take the medical and go. And it gets to the point that in my mind, I reach the point that I make my mind up that if I go to work and he aggravate me, I would just go in his office and chop him to death. You understand?
I understand.
It gets to me so much.
Listen, some people might be like, that was really harsh, but a lot of people are feeling and thinking this way. And that's the reality.
And that's the reality. I reached that point this year in my life, so I just told myself, I just walk away from the work.
Mm-hmm.
I just left.
Okay.
I changed my number. I don't take calls from them. I just reached a point that I relate to my sister. I have a sister that we are close, and I told her, I said, I even stopped talking to my dad, my parents. Maybe they think I stopped talking to them because I'm upset with them. I just stopped talking to them because I made up my mind that I was going to kill him if he provoked me anymore. And I didn't want, when it happened, my parents feel like, yes, they have to come to Northward to come and look for me. So I just started to cut people off that was close to me. That means when I do what I do, nobody have to come to look for me.
You're trying to protect yourself and them from yourself, in a sense. That's what it sounds like. Have you, is there anyone that you talk to? I
went for counseling, some of the time, but when you went for some of the time you go to counseling, yeah, they listen to you, but you don't. It's not everywhere. It's not every time the counselor really find out what you're talking about. Because I go and I complain about my work, and I told them the reasons why and how I'm feeling, and I do my best. And I've been working there for 20-something years. Before my accident and that, there was no one there that could walk around me in my work. I know my work everywhere. I do maintenance. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing I found out about it, with most of the job places, when your job title is certain job titles, people pretend like you're not wanted. But
Right.
without you, the business or the job doesn't go on. Everybody have used the planet. What I do, you cannot do, and what you do, I cannot do. So we all need it. And they look down at you like, oh, leave so I can get somebody else. Leave so I can get somebody else to fill the space. I talk to the head of my ministry about it, and each time I complain, yeah, we are going to talk, but I never see them like to say, okay, let's have a meeting with this. Let's have a meeting with you too, so you can correspond, say what you have to say, and he say what he say. Oh, I'm going to talk. We are going to have a talk with him.
So, sir, this is a government ministry that you worked for.
It's a government ministry.
So to me, that's really important because, wellness on a whole in government is something that they're trying to. They're offering, as you would know, they're facilitating different programs that are to do with helping you in in mental wellness, right? So it's so important. I know that I have a director that I can talk to, and I'm very thankful for that. I can't imagine what it's like for you to be working under government who is advocating for mental health and mental wellness, and you have a very serious traumatic accident that has happened to you twice, and a lot of pain. So I don't think your pain management is being managed properly. And yet we actually didn't even have a what do they call it, like a pain management doctor here for a while. And I know that because I had issues that I was going through for a couple years with my wrist. I had to go to different hospital, different pain management doctor. So that's a real thing. And us not having somebody for a little bit of time there, that really affected people very negatively here in Cayman. But I think what really hurts my heart is to hear that within this Cayman Islands government, your director of your ministry did not care. And seemingly what you're telling me, because I don't know their side of the story, seemingly from your side, they don't care, and they were fine with you pretty much kind of dropping out of your job because you felt undervalued, underappreciated. And that's really scary. And workplace discrimination is one of the biggest struggles that men here in the Cayman Islands are facing. And that is what one of the psychologists said when she came in here. Workplace discrimination. And that's in the private and public sector.
About what happened to me, it has nothing to do with him. He wasn't here, and I said to him that, but you take the position of the director that was here, and if you take it, you take all responsibility. And what happened to me, you have to know what happened to me to understand what I'm going through. Some of the times I feel good a day, and then the next day I don't feel good. My back is giving me main problem. If I bend too long when I'm to get up, I cannot get up. As I said, I really don't sleep that much. If I get 2 hours of sleep most of the times, and this has been going on for years. And when I try to explain myself, the only person I ever talk to where I go to see and really talk to me is Dr. Farron and Dr. Robinson Farron at the hospital. I can talk to her, and she understands what I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And she always told me, don't let them push you out if you work. But I reached the spot that I know I was going to kill him. I go to El Thompson, I buy a machine.
Sir, just so you know, if there are any phrases about you inciting any violence, we're going to cut that off of it going on air, okay? I don't know if you're there still.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
So I just walked away. I just leave. Just to try to don't put myself to,
So what are you doing now?
I'm just trying to do something for trying to do something for I just walked away. I can't bear it there anymore.
Do you feel better walking away from an environment that was pretty discriminatory towards you, from what you're saying?
Yeah, I feel better.
Okay, that's one step. That's one little step. And sometimes it's just that one little step. So if you did something to make yourself feel a little better, and I know it's a really hard time to walk away from a job with good benefits, right? It's especially in your condition right now. But I think what you did was show yourself you loved yourself in that moment to know that if you stayed in that environment anymore, that it was pushing you to be somebody that you aren't and that you don't want to be, and that you loved yourself enough to be able to make a really hard decision to say, okay, I got to do something that's much better for my peace and much, much better for my well-being. And the next step it'll appear for you. You already took that first step.
As I said, it's really unfair, and this is, I listen to the show and I listen to it for all day. I listen to it and reflect on it, and this is going on a lot.
It is. It really is. And I think most importantly, and I'm thank you so much for calling us and for sharing what you're going through right now. I know it's really, really hard. It's a very personal situation for you, and you really just shared with us, which I think is another great big step, because it's you owning your truth and speaking on your experience. I know you mentioned, you did go like for counseling a couple times. What I do know is that is an ongoing thing. A few sessions isn't gonna do it, and they usually go by the pace of what the patient will say. So a counselor only moves as fast as you do. And I had to learn that, because sometimes you're like, nothing's coming out of the session, right? But then what am I putting out in that session as well? So it's sometimes you have to always try to find the right therapist for you as well, because not everybody's a right fit. You might go to the first one, they might not be the right fit. And the difficult thing about that in Cayman is that there's only so many you can go to, right? To find that right fit. But I'm very proud of you, because I think you took some great big steps, and you're sitting here and talking with us. And I encourage you to continue to do it. Continue to, with whom you feel safe with and whom you trust. I encourage you to do that. And you mentioned your sister. I don't know if it'll be your sister. I don't know if you're involved in like church at all. But I do encourage you to continue looking for that help. And even if on island you can't find somebody, I do want to suggest there's something called BetterHelp, which is an app. And it is a really, really inexpensive option in getting therapy. And they actually really find and pair you with somebody that more so understands the experiences that you're going through. I fully encourage you to consider that as well. I didn't want to cut the show off or end it and be like, boom, we're done, sir. I got to let you go, because I wanted to let you know that. I want to let you know that there are some of those options out there, and that I'm proud of you for calling us and just sharing this, and just, take your time. Thank you for letting me know. The irony on women speaking about men's issues is not lost on any of us that were here. It was just really hard to get a male psychologist on such short notice to come in as well. So I'm glad that we could at least, get that conversation rolling, and there's a lot more that has to be done with it. So I really thank you for your comments. I encourage you to continue to believe in yourself, because you said it to me. You're the best at what you do, and you are. You know that. You affirm that to yourself. You affirm that to me. And I want you to keep those thoughts in your mind of how capable and skilled and great of a person you are. They can't take that stuff away from you. Nobody can. Nobody can. So hold on to it. As much as you can, hold on to it. And I just pray that you do find somebody that can help you through this. And we all at some point need somebody to help us through something. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I pray that you find it. I do have to end the show now. But I thank you for calling us. If you'd like, you can stay on the line. We can take your info if you'd like after, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. And for all listeners out there, thank you so much for speaking with me today, for calling in the show during the week while I was here filling in for Sterling. And he will be back with you next week. And thanks again, Cayman. Have a great Friday and a great weekend.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network.
After all that talk, sit back, relax. Easy listening on the way. You're listening to Susan on the PM Show, Radio Cayman.
If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, there's a place